Hey everybody, it's Free to Play Bust, kicking off what seems to be expedition number 195. We're getting there. We're getting close to 200. It's somewhere in that range. let's let's see what we get here. Interesting little set. I think we're just kind of like forced into taking this Twisted Fate. Um, I don't really like Karma or Vladimir uh, as far as these things go. Maybe we should. It's been a while since we've drafted Vladimir, and they did just change him in the 1.14 patch. So let's actually just take this Vladimir. I was gonna say if you're gonna push this to 7, I would recommend taking this Twisted Fate. Um, this doesn't point towards any of the specific Twisted Fate decks. We talk about two of them, basically being either a super cheap card deck where we try to just drop the entirety of our hand to the board, then refill with Black Market Merchant and Pilfered Goods. The other one just being Sea Monsters, but we don't want the actual Sea Monsters besides Devourer of the Depths. We want to get those Sea Monsters out of Jaw Hunters. But nonetheless, this Twisted Fate can go either of those directions just fine. You can support just fine. There's a lot you can do with this Twisted Fate. My problem with Karma is this Enlightenment pool is garbage. This is arguably one of the worst pools in the game, but Karma is an extremely powerful champion. She can support well, but we don't like to start with champions that can really only support. Right? We can with Twisted Fate, we can either build sea monsters or this cheap units deck, or we can support with him. With Karma, you can really just support, and so that requires us to find a build around champion in the second pack, which you aren't really guaranteed to do. So, but nonetheless, we're going to take this Vladimir. He is updated now to where only the attacking allies to his right do the damage to face and the damage to the unit thing. And I believe this level up got dropped to 5 allies from 6. I could be wrong on that. Whether I am or not doesn't matter. We're still drafting this Vladimir here. So let's take a moment. We'll get him pulled up on the site. If you're not familiar with it, it's ftpbus.com. And with the site updates, I did just get the tier list updated within the past couple days. The text version's all up to date. The image version can be found on the link from the text page or on the old Twitter. And then if you're in the guides section, the video version is there as well. So however you prefer to take in your tier lists, there should be a way to do it there. Oh, I forgot which Vladimir were we? Battle Scars. Okay, that's the Freylord half. So if we look at Vladimir, if you're not familiar with this, kind of the idea behind this card pool is we're going to be doing a whole bunch of self damage to our units to get some kind of value out of them. Crimson Curator is the key way to be doing that. He is the ultimate value engine out of this deck. My problem with Vladimir is this just doesn't do enough work. If we're looking at things like Invokes, or even if we want to just look at something like Eclipse Dragon now, there's just so much more raw power and late game power that, playing a Crimson Curator and dealing a damage to it and getting a Crimson Aristocrat out of it, and then playing that Aristocrat on the Curator again to get another Crimson, yeah, that's a big value engine, but it just takes way too long to get going, and then when it is going, it's not a huge amount of payoff. But we're going to try to make this Vladimir work today. He did just get buffed, so we'll see what we can do with this. What I tend to like these decks to just kind of devolve into is I do still like the Aristocrat, the Demolitionist, and the Disciple as our kind of 2-drop package, and then I like to fill in the top end with Overwhelms, whether or not that is the 4/3 for 3 or whatever the expensive ones are, like Armored Tusk Raider. And then if we're paired up with Freylord, there's a lot of good Overwhelms there as well. But that's just kind of a general strategy. Not really a full build around with this Vladimir, but he's the one we're going to be taking here. Then let's see, what an awkward set. The Fluft and Tuft pool is fine, but if we're wanting to build around Vladimir, we can't really take this, right? The Heart of Fluft, you have to have the Poros 4, Call of the Wild, only draw specific sets of units, and we just can't do this if we're going to try to build around Vladimir. So if we're going to look towards these other ones, this is a pretty sweet combo where we play our Vladimir and then attack with Teemo. and then kill our Teemo with the Vladimir, you you at least don't have to do that anymore, right? The Teemo is now a little bit safer from our Vladimir shenanigans. But this is reasonable. But yeah, the big problem that you run into with P and Z is that Vladimir will actually just kill a lot of the units. And yes, you can put them to the left of Vladimir on his attack now, but you're not really getting full value out of your Vladimir, which is kind of unfortunate. So I think we'll take this Yasuo. I'm not quite sure if we. I mean, this is an awkward set of cards. I was trying to think what we could even do with this Yasuo. You can kind of, to a degree, play some recalls. We can recall our unit we're dealing whatever he is, the aristocrat or the thing that takes damage to put crimsons in your hand. We can recall it and play it again and do that stuff, but I think out of here we'd really just be looking for stuns, mainly in concussive palm. And so I guess kind of to a side point, these things like Will of Ionia, concussive palm do play extremely well with overwhelms. No overwhelms live within the solar winds pool, but that's how you'd have to do it. This all just sounds too horrible. I think we're just going to have to take the Braum. We'll try to build around Vladimir as best we can, and then see if we can't trade out the Call of the Wild or the Braum. These other cards are just too bad to try to pair up with Vladimir. He really needs to be set up with Freylord. So here's our journey into everything that we're looking for with Vladimir. We got one of the activators and one of the receivers, if you will. Just everything we're going to be looking for. Even if we were going to build, if you're going to actually physically build towards Fluft and Tuft, you just have to take the Fluft and Tuft pack. This has a high cohesiveness rating, and you have to get these Poro cards in your deck at the beginning, or they won't show up any longer. And so if this was again a run we were taking to 7, we took Vladimir pack 1 for whatever reason. We felt the best pairing was Braum. If we wanted to push that deck to 7, you have to just take the Fluft and Tuft pack here. This is a pretty real card pool, and this is a okay set. Call of the Wild's pretty terrible, but this is just kind of a have to take. But nonetheless, these are very good Vladimir cards, even if we don't think the deck is that super powerful. Oh, cool, and Feel the Rush. Okay. Well, that's one way to win some games. It's just too good to pass up. So we can't let this go. It's not going to be like spectacular in our deck. We'd prefer to have like Trindamirs, but this is just too good to let. And then Troll Chant's even good here. It can heal our Crimsons, let them get additional activations. Okay. Interesting, because the card we're like aiming for here is Legion Veteran, but I think we just need to take the Tavern Keeper Brittle Steel. These Blood for Bloods aren't particularly strong. This kind of self-healing can be useful in this Battle Scar style deck. And Brittle Steel's a fantastic one cost combat trick. Okay, here's our first Curator. That's a pretty easy pickup. He's the build-around engine of our deck. I keep calling him Aristocrat. That's my bad. The names are too similar. When they name everything Crimson, it gets tough for me to follow. Okay. Alrighty. This is a deck where we end up wanting a Might. What we tend to find is we have to like really look at all of the units in our Noxus deck. What tends to happen a lot of times when you end up in Noxus Freylord is like 50, 60, 70% of your units all have Overwhelm, and Might is just not that good. But as this one comes together, you're going to see that, between like Vladimir, the units that Crimson Curator makes, there's a lot of room for just getting in the big hits with the Might, because everything doesn't have Overwhelm. But I think we just still want to go with the Troll Chant Stefan. This is awkward. Like, I don't want just a whole bunch of Troll Chants. I'd rather have Transfusions. And maybe we do just go ahead and take the Might. I think we need to go ahead and take it. The Demolitionist is a great unit anyways. Okay. Interesting set. None of these cards are particularly spectacular. This would be our first bit of interaction in a Calling Strike, but I'm not like super interested in Tusk Raider. Our top end is looking pretty good. Like, we have Feel the Rush. We're going to get 3 Vladimirs. We just don't really need to pursue much top end. And then at least if we are pursuing it, I am kind of happy with Ancient Yeti. just as a, he's kind of top end, but if you draw him early in the game, there's a good chance you can play him for like 3 or 4 mana. And the Trapper is a pretty good unit. I think these are what we're looking for here. Okay, well, if we didn't want that previous Tusk Raider. This one's a little better, but we already took the 1 Might, which is unfortunate. We can't take Shatter. We don't have any Frostbites, so we're kind of stuck taking the Calling Strike Awakener. I think this Crimson Awakener is extremely weak, but kind of is what it is with that pick. You just gotta take what we have. Okay, God, these are getting awkward. All right, well, we don't want this Faces of the Old One pack. We'll never activate Usgar. Or, I'm sorry, we'll never activate Faces. I really don't like this card. Usgar is the best card out of all of these. Maybe we just have to take him because these other ones are so weak. But I think we can probably get by with 1 Scorched Earth. I really don't like this card, but it's reasonable enough, I guess. I do always like having like 1 Decisive Maneuver, but I really don't want 2 Mites. Maybe that's the way we have to go about it, though. The Faces is unplayable. The Scorched Earth is pretty terrible. All right, we're gonna need a lot of trades to fix this one up. Cool, Bloodseeker with the Demolitionist. That's an easy take. Top-notch epic there. Okay, so this one's a little more interesting. I don't really like Avalanche and the Battle Scars kind of themes. I like it on the Freylord side if we're heavy in trolls. So if we have a bunch of like the regenerate trolls, whatever the 3/5 for 4 is, or the dude that beholds to give something else, regenerate and trundle. Like those are the decks where I like Avalanche. I don't really like it in this one because it just kills all of our own units, so we can let that one go. I think we're going to dive in on the Battle Fury and the Poro. The Poro is just a reasonable unit. Really like having 1 Battle Fury in all of these kind of decks. It's just a all around powerful set of cards. Okay, we can't take any more Mites. We got to let these go. We could pick up another Crimson Aristocrat down here with Death Lotus, which we also don't really want, but it's going to serve us better than Might, and then we don't want Entreat. Okay, I think we have to take the Caught in the Cold. Our interaction is extremely bad. What do we even have? 1 Death Lotus that doesn't really count. We picked up a Troll Chant Brittle Steel as our combat tricks. We have 2 Mites. A Calling Strike with no Frostbites, and Battle Fury. Okay, yeah, I think we just need this bit of interaction here. The Trapper's a fine unit. Okay, and then we just have to get Call of the Wild out. We have one Yeti in our deck. You could technically shuffle some Yetis into our deck and draw those, but that's not what we're doing. We got to get this out of here. Okay. All right. Oh gosh, the bonus game. But this came together reasonably. I really like whenever. I think we only got 1 curator. It's kind of the downside here. I really like to have 3. But outside of that, this one's. The more I think about it, the more I'm just like, this is whatever. Here, I'm pretty cool to get rid of all this stuff. We're really looking to start with these, the enabler kind of cards like Unscarred Reaver and Crimson Disciple, or just in general anything that we could throw down and have some kind of early game interaction. Okay. Oh. Got all the activations through the curator. Tempted to just not play it, right? Like, what value do we get out of playing this now? We could probably just play it and have to pass. I think we can just start with the Poro here. We're willing to get him into combat with just about anything. Not with whatever comes out of Remembrance, but we can kind of deal with this. Are we gonna have to eat an open from this thing? That's gonna be unfortunate. Probably. Then we can Aristocrat block it.
I even noticed you.
Ugh. Oh, this is this is prompt for a disaster right here when he just has a riposte or something.
Put on me mask, secure
Okay.
me tail.
He's
start the day.
just at the fourth something stage of the game. Okay, okay. Alright, let's get this value rolling.
Finally, someone with class.
A pleasure to see
Can't
you
attack,
bloom,
but
dear.
we're pretty close to being able to do cool stuff.
Happy to do whatever's needed.
I don't carry change.
Alright. Sure. You typically don't want to be adding just a whole bunch of 1/1s against this deck. Having them run into the curators is kind of not ideal.
King and country.
Okay, let's just Battle Fury into something here. Willing to just let that happen. Well, we have to just pop this. I wanted to be able to Battle Fury down as Garen. Still pops the barrier, right? I don't actually know how this interaction works. Okay, that's fine. We can block this thing now.
You're late.
Midway.
Oh, bringing the thunder, huh? Not expect that to happen. I guess we should expect that to happen when we just have all these 1 health units down here, but are we good to just give up the curator at this point? We don't have any more. But we don't have very many healing spells either. We just have the 1 troll chant. We have whatever the kindly tavern keeper is. I think we need to just do something like this.
I'm rich. Fooled him.
That technique.
Okay. And I don't think we can attack with our dude anymore. I think we just gotta add to the board and move on.
I've got this.
All natural skill, all natural girls.
It's just blood, darling.
See, I mean, if he taps down too low, then I'm okay with getting our 5 attack units in. Yeah, he's got a prismatic barrier. So let's see if we can't go ahead and pop this thing before it's able to get into combat.
You dog.
Okay. That's just I'm like 100% certain he has a prismatic
Have a
barrier here.
mushroom. Have 3.
Sure.
There they go.
Okay, I'll take the
I
bait.
ask your name, but I don't care.
Whatever you got, I'm willing to buy in. Okay. Do we want to might through this? This would have 5 attack, right? 5 attack into 4 health tough. Then we can still Battle Fury down his thing. Okay. I'm on board. Gotta do something to get this shit out of here.
Mother.
And then do we ever... I think we just gotta keep passing. We can take care of this Garen with our Bloodseeker. So we don't have to spend a Battle Fury here. Right? I've only played this like once or twice. Let me deal 1 damage to an ally and an enemy 4 times. Right.
You'll regret when I lift this.
And I think I've tried to go face with this before, and you can't do that. Just as a FYI. But here, ally, we can choose you, enemy you. Okay, cool. Seems like a lot of puff caps for this stage of the game. Sure, you did 3 damage. Okay. I think we just want to open here. The plan is I'm just going to Battle Fury this Bloodseeker.
I'm a peddler,
then-
not a meddler.
I think we care just to have this unit die. Should be fairly tough for them to have answers out of this Battle Fury. We can hit for 15. We have a Demolitionist. We just need to hit for 3 after that. Here comes a Detain. Okay. So he's got 2 expensive spells in here. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh god damn it. Okay. I didn't see if that was a generated one or not. I wonder if he got us or if he just picked it up. Doesn't say it was generated, but
The more we learn,
yep, it
the
was.
less we fear.
Oh man. Must be nice.
For the Empire.
All right. Let's see if we can get out of this any further. This is just going to be one of these games to where it's like we've done all the work to get ahead. We finally did it. Okay, we drew Filthy Rush. We can't complain too hard now. But it's like, yeah, he's just going to draw fucking bonkers cards off of his randoms. Okay. We got plenty of blocks for this. We'll get our... We'll feel the rush next turn. Guarantee you we draw one of our champions next turn. Guarantee it. This should be fine. We're never going to Calling Strike anything.
Will you be quiet?
All right. Hey, we didn't do it. We didn't do it, did we? All
Behold
right. Behold.
my glory.
All right. Seems pretty reasonable.
I'd never keep my guests waiting.
Bright Steel Formation? Are you serious? Okay. Okay.
Time for talking to.
We can deal with some of this. All of our dudes have regenerate. Like, what's the wonderful chance that we just run into another like combat trick? I mean, he's had everything up to this point. What's to assume he's just not going to have more of it. But we can get a drain.
My shield is my
I
sword.
think we need to like get some amount of this going on.
Dance with me.
Show me your best.
So we'll gain 1 off of this drain. We're gonna get a Poro out of this. Then if he has a combat trick, he's gonna kill our Vladimir. But sure. I mean, sure. What else are you gonna do? This is the way this game has gone. So for those of you keeping track at home, we made our Battle Fury play onto our big guy. He randomed into Hextech Transmogulator. And then he picks up the second biggest dragon in the game. Oh god. Look at this. So we're keeping... Oh, it's only followers, isn't it? So the second biggest dragon in the game, he hits off of his random. Then his next draw is Blightsteel Formation. And then he also hits the combat trick in there to survive from the 10-10. And then he draws a removal spell. Okay.
Fight another day.
Buy your lottery tickets today, son.
Next time,
Oh
we will do
god.
better.
That's it. That was a game, I guess. Buy them up, snatch them. Gotta get those lottery tickets while you can. But here, nonetheless, let's pick up this. Let's get this Heart of Fluft out of here. This isn't a huge upgrade, but we can't be spending 6 mana on 4/4s, and this is at least does some stuff. Icequake again. I like Icequake in the Freylord Sod regenerate decks. Don't really like it in this style of deck. Okay. Moving on. Man, that was certainly a sequence of events. Oh god, the game. Reveal them. Did we get a good one? Did we win? How do I get a bigger bonus? Next pack. Bonus. It just keep skipping them. I gotta get the bonus. Nice. Whatever that means. Okay. Anyways. Let's see, we certainly can't hang on to Feel the Rush. This seems reasonable. I do kind of like keeping Caught in the Cold since it's our only interaction, especially when we're against a Draven deck. I think this is okay. This might turn out to be another one of these games where we can't really do anything until the 3rd turn. But
Reporting in?
okay. And again, you can't just like play cards, you know. Believe it or not, you can't just add cards to the board. I'm planning on just passing, but let's see if he adds anything. Not. Okay.
I found my family, my bloodkin.
Okay. It's probably as good as this is gonna get. Pretty tough for him to have combat tricks here. Elixir of Wrath is back in the game, but that's the only Noxus trick that he could have here. If he wants to Brothers Bond, that's okay. Oh, don't want to see this stuff. Let's get this out of here. Okay, and then are we cool with just like 1 card of value out of this thing? It seems like he's pretty heavily got to be the aggro here. I don't think we can spend a lot of time just durdling around with this stuff. So I think we should just go ahead and throw something down. Or actually, hang on. We can just play the Awakener.
You must teach me when you have time.
I'll think about it.
Oh, we just pick up another one?
I'll
It's
do
our
better
turn
this
for the
time.
luck. Let's get this out of here. We just got to block everything. And again, if he has the Brothers Bond or a Might or something, we're pretty okay with it. Oh, wow. And he didn't have anything.
Got past me.
That seems suspect. Alright.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll go ahead and get this in. It's too easy for him to just play units here. Oh, if this gets a spell. Cool. Cool.
It's Draven time.
I have the name. I need the reputation.
I don't feel like it really matters. We can take a hit from Draven as well.
Try to understand. I matter, you don't.
All the value. So much value today. I mean, we can't just add the fresh one and then Blood Basilisk, our fresh one, to draw the 2 cards. Seems reasonable. Take that route. We're going to play this second, but we can still add a Demolitionist or an Aristocrat here. But by targeting this, we are going to take 3 damage from the Ballista. Kind of have to block Draven. That's fine, I think.
Remember the objectives. Make the Empire proud.
You have to remember, he is playing Darius, so
No one's the wiser.
we do have to kind of make sure we just don't die here. He has added... Huh. Can we just add a Crimson Awakener now? I don't like it. We need to put this thing in front of the Ballista. Maybe. Maybe we have got enough value at this point.
When you have time.
I'll think about it.
If this turn ends with us taking 0 damage
Axes
and still
coming
having a
right
unit
up.
on the board, I feel like that's probably a pretty big win.
Boom. Oh, please.
What's up?
Your path ends here.
Okay. So now what if we change our mind? We don't have to play the Bloodseeker next turn. What if, is it a vision?
Time for the money
Okay,
makers.
sure. We can actually just play Curator, Aristocrat, or however this pans out.
Damn it!
Just stay wider than him, play this thing on his turn. And assuming if we play 3 units here, then he can't just open attack on us. I like this. I like this.
I found my family, my bloodkin.
Come on!
Okay.
It's just blood, darling.
We also have a stun we can use defensively.
You'll live, probably.
The bloodier the better.
I mean, his units are better than ours, right? Scorched Earth, sure. Okay. This seems fine. Let's see if he opens on us.
Let's do this.
So we're gonna have. We don't have to
I lost your
stun.
name, but I don't care.
I think we kind of do. Oh, I really want to be staying over 10. We just have no way to beat this Darius. Okay.
You're late.
Okay. It took a while, but we're getting these units down. Sure. Flipped? Yeah. Doesn't seem super important to get down here. I think we need to kill something. And I think we want it to be the Reckoner. Let's do this.
Fine.
So we've got these down. I still want to add another unit that we can throw in front of
Try
throw
to
in front of Draven.
understand. I matter, you don't.
Okay. Okay. Pretty good spot.
God axes need victims.
Vanguard!
Okay.
Warm hearts and hot soup. As Noxus wills.
We got 2 axes you can deploy. We played this because I want to get a good block here. I think we're just kind of accept. We can take this Draven down now. This is kind of a thing. We can take a big hit. That's gonna open us up to Darius. Okay. I think I'm alright with it at this point. We're gonna have a pretty huge crackback on him. Between Poro, Vladimir, giant overwhelmed dude, and having a might in hand. Should be enough to deal with Darius if he's around. Yeah. Okay.
You're gonna need a doctor.
Okay. It makes me at least feel. Him having the removal spell makes me feel a little better about getting away from blocking this thing.
Behold my glory.
I'd never keep my guests waiting.
Oh, we can't play it. We only have the one unit anyways, but still, we would like. I guess we'll be able to get a 10-10 Braum next turn. It's an awkward stage of the game for Feel the
Now
Rush.
we're
Why are
cooking.
you boosting this now?
Only the finest serve.
Oh, to draw an extra card. That's pretty decent. Pretty decent.
Delicious. Bottoms up.
We just have to make this trade with Vladimir. There's just no way around it. We can't just
This
sit
is gonna
around and
hurt
hope.
for you.
This will be quick.
Interesting. He lets our Vladimir live. I'm surprised. Bamboozled even at, at that sequence of events.
Mother!
Oh, good, didn't sure. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what our 10-10 Braum is up to. Oh man.
Stand aside. I've got work to do.
Well, I guess he's here to block Darius. Nothing we can do about that unless he just attacks in the wrong order. I guess we can't take a 6-hit from it, right? We can just kill his Draven and take a 6. We lose to a stun, but at this stage, okay. I think that's fine. Then we would be at 4, or at 6. Then we'd be in a spot where we could just hook kill Darius next
Let's
turn.
boogie.
I think that's the way we have to go about it.
You are safe with Braum.
Maybe we'll just draw Battle Fury next turn. No, you can't play this on champions either. Don't be getting anxious about trying to play blood for blood onto Braum.
Brother! Witness true strength!
We don't have anything else to do. We could troll chant out of it. That would be reasonable. How many cards do we even have left? 13.
It is easy, see?
Reasonable chances of drawing some of this stuff. Death Lotus. That's not what we wanted. How greedy is it to just give this another turn? We have 2 cards that can get us out of this. Right, we can pick up a Troll Chant. Or we can pick up a Battle Fury.
This one drank his milk.
This is highly suspect with, with him not playing anything, but I mean, we have to have him, like, you know, Whirling Death now. If he wants to Whirling Death down our Braum, so that we at least aren't taking all this overwhelm damage. Okay.
We are forged in
Okay.
war.
I have my orders.
Prevent that point of damage. All right, what do we got left we can draw here? We got a couple big boys, some trappers.
What you can.
Have to block. All right.
Is he here yet? Oh,
Okay,
man.
it just doesn't do anything. I think we can pass here. I think we need to be like drawing a a chant or something to try to get out of this one.
Wiser.
The trap is set.
All right, this is good. This is good.
Noxus wills.
Everything's in place.
Tread carefully.
Okay, okay. We take him down to 2. Probably just going to draw Battle Fury here. Nope. Oh, this is close. If we should play our unit or not. Because if he drew a spell, then we just win the game. Or if he drew another one of those, I think we want to play our unit. We don't have. I think we have one demolitionist left. Okay, cool. This was why I wanted to do this. Was now he's forced to block.
Does he do this?
He's not going to have anything on board. Going into the next turn, so he's not going to be in a spot to where he can get wider than us.
They walked around.
Okay. Demolitionist just wins it as now as well.
Explosives primed. This'll shake him.
Oh, don't recommend that attack. He's just giving up.
Damn it!
All right, all right. We didn't goose egg this Vladimir run. Nice. Oof. Get the sweat out of here. Man, that took some work. Certainly took some work. Okay. So moving on. There's a Vladimir with the Curator. It's an easy take. Look at this. It scores 115. Whoa. Look at this. Death Lotus works perfect with Vladimir. It's not even a choice. Look at this. Death Lotus works amazing with One Scarred Reaver. Oh, I guess it's because it's in our deck. Okay. All right. That's a good Vladimir. I agree. Okay. So one thing I was considering there is I don't know how Feel the Rush works. If say we have Vladimir on the board, we play Feel the Rush. If it puts a second Vladimir down, there are some kind of like weird interactions with how that flip card seems to work. I don't understand like the full rule book on what happens with that card. But here, nonetheless, we've got our engine card with an activator. I don't really want 2 of these, and so I think we're good to just search for better things. Getting rid of these. This looks the full grand moments here.
Track them down.
We have that same play lined up where we can play the Curator and then Caught in the Cold something if we want. Pretty cool with going that route. At least try to get a little bit of board control while we can here. Like, is this a high value target? No, but I have to assume. I mean, I could be wrong. It's just the way I look at things, but this should just be a 1 Heimerdinger 2 Lux deck. Lux is just so much better than Heimer. It's not guaranteed, but it's the way things typically play out. Sure.
Be grateful I even noticed you.
I kind of want to just like Calling Strike this. We'll see what he does. We're never blocking. It's hard for us to find a good Calling Strike. We should probably hang on to the second one for the event of Heimerdinger. And then if he doesn't play another unit, then we actually have a good attack here, because he doesn't really want to block our Curator with his 1/1.
The bloodier the better.
Yeah, pretty good at drawing Feel the Rush.
You'll go no farther.
Something's happening. Mystic Shot? Sure.
Contain magic.
Eminently logical.
He doesn't follow the free-to-play bus strategy when it comes to Heimerdinger. if you ever hear me talk about Heimer, you can't do this. You can't just run out Heimer and not have spell mana banked up to react to that. That's just as bad as it can get, right? You really want to be playing that Heimer, and then you know, he plays Heimer, we play Calling Strike. He needs to be able to play at least one of the
Let us get going.
like Flash of Brilliance or something. He has to get some kind of value out of his Heimer once he comes down. But immediately having the Lux isn't the worst thing that's ever happened to anybody. How far away from Field of Rush? We've got 3 turns to go.
It's just blood, darling.
It's real scary getting into combat with this Lux, since a single Final Spark is enough to take down our Braum. I mean, I guess if we got like a 4 Demacia out of it, I wouldn't be that upset. Okay.
If they mattered,
This
I'd
is
let them live.
a pretty healthy chunk of damage.
My shield?
Okay.
I've been hiding my light too long!
What will you have? A mug of your warmest milk, my friend.
Turns. Okay. Sure. And then I think I was talking about not knowing how Field of Rush works. That's fine. As far as pulling out a second champion, I mean, this is an argument also to put in just a third champion into the deck. You know, we drew Braum. So like, what are we gonna do? Like, we're just getting the 1 unit now. Which, I mean, granted, getting a 10/10 Vladimir is good, but you know, if we only had 2 Vladimirs, 1 other champion, it turns out pulling 2 10/10 units is much better than just pulling out 1. So I don't know if you can hand read in this game, but that seems I think we went over this a long time ago, that the cards come out of random position and there's no reason to try to watch left or right. Like with Hearthstone, you know, like the card over here on their left has been in their hand for a longer amount of time. We can't play this, right? He has to attack. Oh, he can Final Spark. Okay.
What did we catch?
I was like, if he just passes and we can't feel the rush, we're going to be in such a bad spot. Sure.
By the light!
This Field of Rush isn't even that good. I mean, I guess I guess with Vladimir he does heal. I was thinking that we're just going to get this 10/10 on board and it's just going to fall flat. This will be fine.
I'd ask your name, but I don't care.
Not feeling real confident about this one. This Vladimir's going to have to put in some work.
Oh, I can't wait.
Got our banked mana. Alright, let's spend it all. Yeah, the more I see this, I don't think we can pick up a third Vladimir. I was happy with the one we did pick up. Whatever it was with him, like the Curator and the other card were all good here.
Lord and Master! I've dressed for the occasion in red.
Okay. He's scared? He's scared, right? Discards a Bannerman. Interesting. Okay, let's get the team in.
Let it flow.
Feels like he's digging for something, but this is still kind of scary against the Lux deck when they have 6 mana.
Dare you?
That's probably good. That's probably not good. That's not enough though, right? Oh, he's going to get a final spark out of it though.
Shine with me. Is that all?
Come back next time. They
Down
walk
to 7.
around.
Okay. Not feeling real good about it, but we do have a lot of burn in our deck.
No more holding back.
This could potentially got in and other 3. Okay.
You'll live, probably.
All right, now we wait. see what happens. Yeah. That was a risk I was willing to take. We knew he had the Fort Demacia in his hands. This just doesn't seem like a good one. I guess it does seem like a good one in the sense that it's pretty close to lethal, but we can at least kill his Lux here.
By the light. Oh, this hurts.
Attack formation!
Oh, please.
I don't know if this is like ever wins us the game, but it should certainly buy us a lot of time. We're not in a spot to where we can beat Final Sparks. It's only looking to push in like 2 damage otherwise.
Oh, great.
Here's a big unit. This is not an ideal spot to be in if you aren't aware with this of the situation. You know, it's kind of frightening when he has
Yeah, whatever.
you know, we're pretty even on board and he has 4 cards ahead and that's all he's doing. I don't like I don't like whatever outcome's about to come from this. What? Why? You know, why would you do that? Your unit was okay. He had something lined up there. He's thinking of something. I'm curious what he was thinking about to where that was ever a good idea. He has to have some card in his hand, right? Maybe he just has like a barrier or something and he thought he was going to have a chance to play another card. I think that's the way it works in like Magic, right? Things go on the stack. I make that I don't do it as frequently now, but I used to do quite a bit of, you know, you put a fast or a slow spell on the stack and then you expect to be able to put more on the stack because you haven't passed priority. Go away, I don't want to see graveyard or enemy deck. I'll do it. This is annoying. How do I get this out of here? Oh. Okay. Okay. Alright, so anyways. Let's see. That certainly felt pretty bad with that Field of Rush. These are kind of awkward. I don't really want to be trading out these Mighty Poros. I don't want 2 Battle Furies, so that's an easy skip. And I think I want to hang on to our Brittle Steel. We don't have a whole lot of interaction. I think we're good to go ahead and just skip all of these. You can do it, Vladimir. You can get us to 3 wins. We spike so hard when we get to 3 wins if just with that Field of Rush. Like that game would have been super easy if we pulled 2 champions out of that. So, I mean, maybe I should have just rushed out and picked up the third one, but I didn't really want Ash. So, it's kind of awkward. Okay. Same deal. We'll keep the one curator. Look for some other cheaps and some activators. This idea kind of worries me. It's a little. I don't want to say it's worse than the idea of the the Noxcria arena deck, but same deal, right? We're just gonna frostbite something and then let Tom Ken cheat it. What you gonna do? You're gonna want to open here. I'll let you know. I give you the deets on the situation. You're gonna want to open.
My faith protects me.
I have the name. I need the reputation.
Sure. Hey, feel the rush. Alright, so let's draw some cards.
You'll live, probably.
Okay. See how much he invests here. He's gonna. We attack with Curator. He's gonna block. I really just want to like spend this mana. I don't want to be passing these turns with without having spent some mana. Got him. God, we got him good. I was just thinking, it is kind of interesting with Troll Chance in spots like this, where I say we just neg attack one of his guys and plus health ours to still get to draw the card. But I don't know if we've even drawn Troll Chant this run.
Hey, where are you off to?
Trade this, whatever spell he's going to play to win this combat, I'm pretty okay with. Trading them out, just for me.
Trespassers!
This is incredibly awkward having just all these threes. We don't have any activators, so let's try to get the Trapper and the Poro and maybe the Tavern Keeper online. It's not a spot where we want to be dropping Vladimir. He's going to get outclassed here pretty quick. There's no reason to do that. Let's just go ahead and Tavern Keeper and swing. This, I mean, this can't be a Harsh Winds, right? This is just too bad of a spot for a Harsh Winds. Sure, that makes more sense. Okay, and then as things go from here, we can look to play both our Curators this turn, Vladimir next turn, and then follow that up with Feel the Rush. With the way these turns should pan out. And we're pretty cool to just have this Vladimir die in whatever way feels most appropriate, just so we can get a second one out of Feel the Rush. Are we cool to just go ahead and just play another one? Can we win the game without this just mountain of value? It's close.
Everyone bleeds for the
I don't think I'm quite willing to just slam everything into this guy.
Maul them!
Yeah, this is fine. We can get 3 damage on it now,
Bigger than you.
and then we can plan on killing it with Vladimir.
Come back next time.
I found my family, my bloodkin.
Bring me the calm of an ice-shrouded world.
What will you have?
We can't have this on board when we're trying to formulate this field of rush plan. Let's just go ahead and get it out of here. 5, 6, 7, 8. Can't do all of this. If we want to feel, I mean, we don't have to feel the rush next turn. Kind of want to, but probably have to if we want to deal with this big thing.
Hello, my darling.
We can add this. We can add Yeti, and then we have to stop. We can't troll chant this turn, unless things look like they really need to happen that way.
Make way for trolls!
Sure. Right, because the only thing that would worry me is if he's able to open kill us, and it doesn't look like that should
Let's
be a thing.
see what they're made of.
It's nothing personal.
Tear them apart!
Fly away while you can.
Let's talk about your dad.
Meet Snow Sunder!
Okay.
Kneel
Get
before
some Crimsons, get some Vladimir. He's gonna die, but he'll be flipped. And he can't open with this board, right? He's gonna have to add something else.
Who's gonna
He
close
really can't open, but he can't kill us.
There's always
Damn
room for
Kinch.
supper.
Okay. I'd say there's no way he opens on us right after playing Tom Kench. He's gonna try to kill something with this.
Break them!
What do I know? Well, we're blocking. there's no 2 ways around that. You just have Battle Fury.
Always provides.
Not the face!
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Huh?
Take up. There's plenty of killing.
And a Jagged Butcher. Alright. Okay, I think we're feeling better now.
Where there's a will, there's a meal.
Can't just kill. Right, how much do we have? Oh, that's just not gonna happen.
Let's show our friends the door.
We need to gain more health though. That's the only thing that really worries me here is if we have to gain more health without this turn ending. Maybe we do. Still feel pretty safe with this.
Waste my time.
Manners make it, my boy.
Add this. An aristocrat onto Braum. Maybe this is enough now. I didn't. Okay.
By all means, get in my way.
I don't think this is lethal, but we can still just troll chant through this. We need to kill this Tom Kench here. Then I guess the awkward thing is when this dies, it's going to bring Icy Yeti into play, and that's going to frostbite these 2 things down here. So we probably need to do it like,
I'm out of
well,
their league.
this to be like Vladimir, these 2, this thing,
Time
Braum,
for talking to. We should
you.
be friends.
Bottoms up.
Then we can see if we can either just get a might kill, and if we can't might kill, then we can trench in. That's all fine. I guess it's looking pretty easy, like a might kill. I didn't pay enough attention down here to be like, oh well, we can just have a 15 overwhelm Braum onto this 2 health thing. Okay, we did it, team. We did it. It's like we're having to do a lot of work to get these wins. Jeez. Okay, we got him though. Okay, cool. We can get rid of Blood for Blood. I would like to have these Ice Veil Archers, but this card is pretty unplayable. It's not unplayable. It's just pretty close to it. Like making copies of Crimson Curators is just not a path to victory. But it is certainly pretty bad. I mean, I can imagine a world where it's not horrible, but just being in the format where there's really only like one follower worth copying is just not good enough. So, all right, as usual, we'll hang on to the Yeti. It's a fantastic card to see in your opener. Yeah, and the more and more we feel the Russian play, and it's like we got to pick a 3rd champion, because I'm pretty sure it won't let you put 2 of the same champion on the board. Not 100% sure, but I'm like extremely certain that like had we not gotten our Vladimir killed off intentionally, that the Field of Rush would not have pulled in another Vladimir. Sure. Is this Fiora? No, Misfortune Shyvana. Okay. Get that big open in here. Warchefs is just so bad now. This guy used to be so good. he didn't seem that overpowered. Like it felt like kind of the level that support cards need to be. Like I don't know how I fully feel about it, but one of the things I really think happens in like card games like Magic and Hearthstone, whatever, that they're at their best and their funnest, and the formats are the best when combat is happening, right? When you get into these formats to where it's not like units slamming into each other, they tend to they tend to lose their funness pretty fast. And so I think things like Warchefs really help that to be a thing. Maybe it's too snowbally and that doesn't really happen, but it feels like a unit that's in play and attacking and helping your other units attack feels like something that really pushes that that kind of theme. Okay, well, I think we want to play Yeti. I'm trying to think how we want to like go about this caught in the cold. I think we're just going to caught in the cold Warchefs, and so we can start slamming damage onto the Trapper. But these Demolitionists aren't that great here. We can just play it and not do anything with it. But this is awkward if if we don't hit the chefs, if we take the better unit in like a 3/3, then he's just going to have the value hook on this the next turn. But I mean, I guess he loses his Warchefs at that point, so maybe we are cool with just. I don't think I really care about Zap. Let's get rid of this. If he has some way to interact with us following this, then it gets kind of awkward. So then the awkwardness all stems from Warchefs. So I think we're good to just get this thing out of here. Oh, goodness.
I'm through waiting. Poor thing.
Sure.
Eyes bigger.
I could live with this. If he wants to hook kill this with either unit, we're pretty fine with it. If this gets a trade for a hired gun, it's okay. I do kind of want to hang on to one though, so we at least have something moving if we draw a curator. Oh goodness. The yawns are coming. You gotta wake up.
The trap
Reminds me, I was thinking about bitching about how long this guy's taking, and I did just finish watching the Queen's Gambit on Netflix. Very good stuff. But it's like always, I'm always curious because it's like,
I've got your back.
you know, there's a lot of these things where it'll be like, you know, what makes a you know, somebody better is someone that's very good at constructed, very, you know, better than someone that's good at limited. You know, is the best constructed player in the world better than the best limited player in the world? It's not an apples to apples comparison, right? It's to me, it's like one of those things where you know, we watch a lot of football out here, and if you want to, you know, compare Patrick Mahomes to Aaron Donald, like is one of them, you know, better? One is arguably, you know, easily, you know, the greatest quarterback of our current generation, and then the other being the greatest defensive player of the past, you know, decade. Is one of them better than the others? It's, you know, it's completely different, not really comparable. But then, like, it's when, and like the Queen's Gambit, and what reminds me about this dude taking forever is if you look at something like speed chess, then the, you know, it is kind of a different game, a different skill set. It just makes me, it's like, God, I would have to play, I'd have to play speed chess. I can't be sitting around on a 2.5 hour game clock, just playing one game of chess. I couldn't take it. That'd have to be speed chess or bust. That's what I want here. I want the speed Runeterra where they only give you 5 seconds of time each turn. All right. I mean, this seems good for us. I think I still want to hold on to the Demolitionist. It's like I have in my head how I'm like lining up this value block he's gonna make with Misfortune on Demolitionist, but he's never blocking, right? This is never blocking a Demolitionist. This is probably never blocking at all. At least not when he's at 18 health. I mean, that health is about to get chunked, but I mean, we are holding it. I guess it also applies to Braum, so it's kind of like holding out for 3 cards. That's close. Maybe we should have just ran this out here. Okay. I'll certainly get it on board now, just as a way to make a big open attack.
Let's do this.
Sure. That does not seem like the path to victory.
If they don't break, they'll burn.
All right. I have time to get my nap in before this cannon barrage resolves. let's get this going.
Make the Empire proud.
Okay. Okay. I wasn't sure if Vladimir was going to be an ideal play there, but I think when your opponent's at 6 and you're getting to chunk them for 3 and you're already wider than them, it feels a little bit safer than just making the open. Cool. Okay. So this is awkward. It's like I want to take the champion that we don't have. I was really hoping to see a Tryndamere, but I think we're kind of stuck just taking this Ashe. That just so much of our deck is built on Feel the Rush working, and then Vladimir is not super important towards what we're doing. The only cards we have to get bonuses off of are the 1 Disciple, the 2 Curators, and then to a degree Braum. And so it's not like we managed to get super Vladimir built aroundy. Let's pick up this Ashe. Okay, 3 wins. 3 more than expected. Poor Vladimir. Okay. This is one of those things. I mean, I think one day Yasuo is going to be. He's going to have his time to shine one day. Though he's just like a stun or 2 away from being extremely good and probably no fun to play against. But as far as things like Vladimir, I don't know what it takes for him to be good. Like here, we'll keep our activator and get rid of everything else. I don't know. It's just like a tough theme to keep pursuing. Just kind of like the self-damage thing. I'm real curious how Riot plans on keeping things going. Has Vladimir seen like the extent of the cards he's ever going to see? Are they going to keep printing stuff like Apprehend from Darius, or how it's going to go? Because as it stands, like, they're going to go up to 10 factions, and then, I don't know how many champions they're supposed to release in each set, but even if it's still 20 champions a year, that's right, because two big sets, 10 factions, 1 champion per faction out of each set. Here, let's do this. Let's get Trapper on board. We don't have any activators for the Curator outside of Death Lotus. We don't want to Death Lotus into the Reaver. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. It seems like they'll have a bit of struggle, like supporting all of the champions. I'm sure they've thought about it. It's not like we're going to go up to them today and they're going to be like, oh fuck, we never thought of that. We didn't realize 20 champions a year was going to be a lot. I'm sure they have a strategy, but it seems tough to do for me. It's like I don't know. There's a lot of overlap and stuff, I guess.
Find humans, make them flat.
It can't be.
This hit? Yeah. Okay. I thought that might have been a reasonable turn to get an Ashe down, since he has 2 0 attack units, and then we attack with Ashe, and he can only play 1. That 1 unit gets frostbitten, but I was more interested in getting our big boys online. This is kind of frightening. So what's about to happen here? Okay.
All the world on one arrow.
Is this coming in? I wanted to... Oh. Okay, nothing we can do about that. This dude's gonna be a problem.
Everyone bleeds for the right price.
So we can curate. As it stands, Ashe is going to hit this thing. We hit. We'd basically just have to trade Ashe for his Ravager. I don't see what else we're going to be doing with it. Oh. We can add Seer. And we can still Might plus Brittle Steel. It's weird he's not playing any cards. If we get hit with a Harsh Winds, we're just going to be in for the damage on the 1 unit though, which is fine. I think this is okay. Was he gonna do harsh winds to just save his troll? That seems shitty. Battle Fury. Oh boy, that's one way to go about it. Close you to flipping, not. So now we attack. This can just block whatever, and we'd have to overwhelm the Firebrand down, which is reasonable. And he's gonna take 3, 6, 8 maybe. Alright, that seems like about as good as it's gonna get.
Meet Snow Thunder!
I'm ready. Maybe.
This will be a good winter.
Okay.
Continue without
He
me.
gave up his ramp as well. It's interesting.
Ow! My first scar.
Hell too fast!
we're just gonna have to keep slamming into the abyss here. There's not a whole lot we can do about this guy. Oh god, I got Death Lotus with this thing. That'll get some damage in.
Littles cross easy!
We'll just eat this. I mean, we have to go wide. There's no getting into combat with this thing. We'll let the abyss start next turn. But this is one of these spots where we have to keep our board fully wide.
Break them!
Okay.
I served for decades, and you call on me now.
But I mean, we do have the means to start trying to block this forever. Hoping we just win this with the Death Lotus. Sure.
For the Empire. For the glory of Noxus.
All right, maybe we do.
Vermin. I'm through waiting.
This is a big old chunk of damage about to roll through here.
Don't let my size fool you.
Okay. Gotta have something else. This is just lethal
You'll
running in.
regret when I live this.
Learn from
Cool.
that. Every scar a lesson.
All right.
An auspicious
Good deal. Good deal.
Ew.
So this is it.
That was close. We were real close to. I don't know if we would have gotten another. Well, we would have probably gotten another attack in it, which has been real scary. He didn't really have any overwhelms there, but it's getting to that point where we couldn't kill his units anymore, and it would have been real easy for him to just fill up his whole board. Okay, here I think I'm cool with getting rid of decisive maneuver. It's just we don't have any overwhelms, and that's where I really want this. Don't want avalanche. Don't want augur. I think this is okay. Brittle steel seems pretty reasonable in our deck. We've been doing a lot of this, just skipping the first 2 turns. I really like having access to brittle steel when that's our game plan. And we're an ash deck now, so I mean, we got all these frostbites. We just gotta get all the frostbites now because we're playing with ash. Not true. That's sarcasm. I wonder if this dude's feeling the rush as well. Man, I remember what I've been needing to do. I gotta switch to my signed Ari card back. That's why we're having issues here. I think we want to get rid of Brittle Steel. It's like, yes, well, it's like, yes, it's good early, but we really need to be picking up something useful to be doing with these cards. Just playing a 2/2 for 2 on 2 is not the path to victory.
Fight or die.
Okay.
Leave nothing standing.
Probably do nothing since we added the wolf. Then let's see if we can. I'm okay with just go ahead and trying to hook this down.
I've got you.
Sure. Everyone's steel is brittle today.
We mustn't linger.
Let's just get those out of here. We're out of frostbites. We're cool with this guy just dying now. If he wants to play Fury of the North on his guy, that's pretty okay. Brittle steel. That was easy. Why didn't you just snap that one off? Come on, guy. Okay.
Warm hearts and hot
Heal back up. We'll plan on playing Poro Aristocrat next turn. We just need to buy time to get to this Field of Rush.
Mind your manners,
Sure.
my stars. Soraka is here.
Oh, hello, little ones. Have you missed me?
Hello, my darling.
Okay. He's not gonna attack. It's all, well, maybe he won't actually just block with Soraka. I guess there's a world where that happens. No. Yes. Okay.
Peer beyond.
Let me show you what I can do.
Blood isn't a toy, dear. People are.
Sure. This continues to be okay, but this is one of these games where I'm pretty sure we're just gonna try to throw away this Vladimir. The stars. It's not Soraka. Either or Sejuani with Ashe. Okay.
You'll live, probably.
We do have this Battle Fury. Oh, Braum, do you change anything? I don't think so. He can hang out in our hand, and we'll just get him into play with Field of the Rush.
Where can I find a full-bodied red?
Thought we were going to flip this Vladimir, but we were one short. I think we're still okay with that.
Let's see what they're
Just 10.
made of.
You are better than this.
We're going to hit for 15, right? Okay.
Stars.
Cool. So we have to bank 3 mana next turn. And we should be good to Field the Rush. Again, we gotta make sure we have 2 spots on our board open. We don't want to just be losing out on a 10-10.
Feel no fear, show no mercy. Words to die by.
Sure. They're not playing Braum. We have to assume that this Vladimir is going down.
Stand and fight.
Okay. All right. Cool. It is kind of scary. That's a pretty reasonable way for him to take down our 10-10s. So let's go ahead and try to pop this thing. Okay. All right. There's some stats. I'm curious how this goes. If this Braum's going to hang out in our hand, or how that randomness works.
You have never been strong enough.
The War Mother will unite us all.
Okay, so I mean, we can Frostbite Sejuani, hook his 8/8. How does this go? Sejuani probably blocks this thing. One of these little guys blocks 10-10. That all seems fine. It doesn't seem too greedy to just leave Sejuani up.
As the arrow flies.
Left for a snack? We should be
no, hang on.
friends.
What other thing?
This
Right.
is fun, yes?
This Hearthguard's the one that... Okay, let's do it like this.
Let's take this outside. Have you met my shield? Ha! This is fun, yes?
Okay. Kept getting that mixed up in my head. I thought we were going to I had it in my head the previous turn that we were going to be frostbiting Sejuani. And so when he played the bigger unit, it kind of surprised me a little bit. Nonetheless, this is okay.
Look what you.
Who's gonna close up? It is easy, see?
Ride onward.
No. How suspect are we supposed to be of this? Okay. Well, if he plays Fury of the North, then we can still get through this with might, and I'm okay with that.
Fight like the animal you are.
This will be a good winter.
Okay.
I refuse.
And we're in a pretty good spot with this Braum.
What do you want?
Just to deal with this thing.
Welcome to the
Sure.
tipsy hour.
It's only got one card.
This one drink is
It's
beer.
got to be a good one. Got to be a good one.
What will you have?
Okay. Probably not as good one as he was hoping.
Fine.
Good luck. Have fun.
Okay, let's leave these 3/3s back. I don't
Let's
want
talk
to
about your tavern.
promote getting value blocks out of this Tavern Keeper.
Come back next. Ha ha! Time to celebrate.
All right, cool. Seems good. We can make another Mighty Poro out of our Braum as well. I don't think we need to do that immediately. Might have another unit we'd prefer to have on board next turn, so I don't think we need to do it right now.
Ice runs in our veins.
Nope.
If they don't break, they'll burn. Make the Empire proud.
Okay.
Sends
So this
chills up
Braum
my
is still useful
spine.
even with one attack.
Clear
We're
it
coming
out.
in with everything.
Yeah, whatever.
Good luck. Have fun.
He's gonna have to just crowd through this Braum now. I think we're in a
God's meat bigger than you.
pretty reasonable spot.
Fly away while you can.
Okay. Alright, not sure how he's going to get out of this one. His units are all fucking huge. I guess he did play a Hearthguard. I don't get why these other ones are all so big at this stage. I guess if we all the Starlets here has been casting 100 spells a turn. Makes sense.
You own what you take.
Sure.
Born for conquest.
This will work for me. I would have saved this Noxen Fervor for next turn. We're gonna Aristocrat Braum, make another Poro. Get in with our Width, and then hopefully just close out with the Noxen Fervor.
The frost reveals all to me.
If they mattered, I'd let them live.
My shield is my sword. Ha! This is fun, yes? We should be friends.
I don't feel like it really matters, but
Good luck. Have
let's
fun.
put Sejuani down here. I was thinking of like where we want this damage to actually land. So if he ever attacks us, how we're gonna close. But okay, another good Feel the Rush. What a card! What a card!
Now we eat.
Okay, so we don't want Stephens, don't want Avalanche. Could be interesting. I mean, I don't really want 2 Mites. We have 2 Mites in our deck, but that seems better than having an Avalanche. Reaver's pretty bad. But how many Curators do we have? 2 or 3? 2? Okay, let's go up to 3. Okay. Feeling the Rush. This deck would not win anything without Feel the Rush. That's alright, JK. This is actually a super good deck. Vladimir's the best champion. Okay, certainly don't want the 7. What are we on here? So probably not going to play anything. It's like the weird thing with this Crimson Disciple now is like it used to be reasonable in that you could just like play it and then block with it, or your opponent has to choose if they want to trade and take damage or what. But it just doesn't feel like there's enough early game aggression for those to be super appealing. Unless she plays aggressive as we do. There's not. I feel like we play a lot more decks that 10-1 drops in it than our opponents do.
I found my family, my bloodkin.
Sure. It seems it's weird. People usually like wait till combat or something before doing that. I wonder why. Maybe he was afraid we would just pass or something.
I serve my people with pride.
Do not know, friends. Do not know.
By all means, get in my way.
He's going to be able to dictate this combat. We're going to Brittle Steel the tracker. We're never getting to block this Shyvana, but this is okay.
They are nothing.
Alright. Then how do we want to do this? I kind of want to just play Rhymefang Wolf and hit it with the Aristocrat and try to take down Shyvana. Right on time. Right on time with Feel the Rush. This doesn't feel like a spot where we need to like really be fighting for value, and this I feel like it's just going to get out of hand.
Be grateful I even noticed you.
Apparently we're playing into a combat trick. But I think that's okay. As long as, like, back-to-back would be unfortunate, but, like, if we're getting a riposte out of this, I'm pretty okay with that. Okay, and then, I mean, the thing with this
It's
as
not
well
me,
is,
it's you.
if he wants to attack with this next turn, he at least needs another answer to deal with our 5-attack Curator barrier. Yeah. Close are you? Taking 3. I don't want this flipping right now. I don't want him picking up all the single combats. Let's at least take this unit down. But she doesn't make single combats, whatever this thing's called. Strafing strikes. I don't want to have those just yet. Ooh, we did pick up an answer. Okay. Well, we can't just add Vladimir. This is an awkward attack. Why did he come in with this concussive palm?
Now I take to the sky.
A misstep.
A little awkward, and then we can't play our Vladimir, but maybe who? Oh shit! Yeah, we can. Fuck. Oops, little oopsies on that one, but I think it's okay. We can do this. I was thinking he was going to have that strafing strike in his hand, but that's whenever she attacks. That was a little boo boo from my end.
I've dressed for the occasion in red.
Okay. Would he mobilize and not play a dragon? He has to be playing like. That strikes me as strange. He's playing something. It's going to be Endless Vox. Sure.
Oh dear.
Where can I find a full-bodied red?
Okay, I'm not real happy with how we did this. I had it in my head that, you know, his Shyvana was going to flip and he was going to have that Shyvana single combat in his hand, and that was going to cause problems with what we were doing. But was not the case. And then here we have to bank 3 mana, so we could spend up to 6 this turn. I'm pretty okay with just trying to Tavern Keeper plus Curator. Let's do this.
This'll take the chill off.
Give you the health. Should be able to transfusion up.
Strength through suffering.
He didn't Sonic Wave or Resonating Strike? That's suspect. Why? Oh, he didn't have any mana. Oh, that sucks for you, buddy. I didn't even notice he was tapped out. Okay.
This one's
Sure.
mine.
Oh, that seems like a decision. Okay. Alrighty, there we go. We just gotta play Feel the Rush. I feel like we could have legitimately won this game without Feel the Rush, but it certainly feels good to just go ahead and deploy that.
He's on the job. Alert the kitchen. We'll need more food.
What a card.
Lieutenant, have you brought a specimen from the field?
We let you keep the egg. Be content with that.
Delicious.
It's nothing personal.
Show me your best.
Okay.
Let it flow.
He wants to block down here, that's okay.
Behold my glory.
Alright. I think we're good.
My nose.
Maybe. Oh, we were just lethal. I didn't notice. you just put down all the stats and you're just kind of like, oh, okay. This will be over at some point. If not at this moment, it'll be there. It'll be there at some point. Cool. So okay, good to get rid of Death Lotus. I think that's the best option we have out of these. The Yeti Aristocrat are fine. It's just we don't have enough combos with this. Flash Freeze, we do have combos with. And cool. I think we do want a second Caught in the Cold. Just give us another bit of interaction. Icy Yeti, not super important in our deck. Fielder, yeah, we're not trading out Fielder Rush. Get that shit out of here. With this, I think I'm kind of okay with hanging on Demolitionist. I do still want some interactive things. We have 3 Curators. That's a reasonable number. We do need to get some amount of this value engine going. I think we can skip that one. Keeping Troll Chant, don't want Avalanche. Keeping Curator, we can skip that one. Where are we at here? We want to keep our 1 Battle Fury. Don't want Expensive Dude. And I think 2 Caught in the Colds is good. We can hang on to Disciple here. Alright, so let's get ready for final battle time. Right, final battle. Expecting 0. Oof. Ow. Hurting myself. Hurting myself readjusting, then take it to 7. Easy game. You just gotta play Feel the Rush. What a bonkers card. I feel like we've had one run with Feel the Rush and it just didn't go that well. I think it was the last one or 2 ago where we had that deck with, it was like an Ash deck with Feel the Rush and Howling Fjord or something, but the only other time I've seen it in Expedition, it was like we were just dominating the game and opponents like Feel the Rush and like, oh, okay. I guess we're fucking dead. That's what these seem to amount to. But all right, here I did take note of both Lucian and Fiora, so we're gonna hang on to Calling Strike. Really weird seeing like Lucian, Fiora, Garen paired up with Bilgewater, like, and then there's just like no Misfortune or Quinn. So I have to imagine this is probably some kind of like Bannerman deck that has just a touch of Bilgewater in it. Maybe we hang on to Trapper just to make sure we have something to do. I'm okay with that. Okay, sure. We can play our 2/2. Should we feel the need? That's probably pretty reasonable.
Try to
It's just like,
understand. I'm
as long as we're not dying is what we're trying to get out of these games. You know, we have to get far enough along to actually play Feel the Rush, and so let's just go ahead and try to prevent as much of this early game damage as we can. We have a pretty reasonable curve. We can give up on our curve at some point to take care of Vladimir or Fiora or whatever. I think that's all fine.
Gotcha.
Play Trapper gives us a pretty good chance if he just plays 3/3, we can just trade into it.
By my honor, you
So
must
3/3
die.
for certain.
I'm through waiting.
Cool. So he probably doesn't have any 1-mana combat tricks. I guess that's not like totally true. You really don't want your Fiora getting domed down to 1 health and then having to protect her in every single combat.
My shield is yours.
Sure. Seems like it's probably good.
Can't be.
Just calling strike her down.
I never hold back.
Try me.
Yep. Cool. Now, do we plan on opening? Like, Vladimir's not anywhere near being amped up yet. I don't think we do.
Hot on the trail.
Shield up.
Trade is fine.
No closer.
Riposte is also fine. Oh,
My duty's done.
damage. Understand that against like for a radiant. Sure. I was gonna say understand that kind of play against a
Oh, great.
like Freylord. I mean that makes sense. Seeing a radiant. That's all right. We weren't in any hurry to make this game end. This could do all these 0 damages to his radiant. Probably need to hang on to this. We're gonna get some value out of these calling strike, or not calling strike, curators if they show up. Sure.
Hello, my darlings.
Okay. So, I mean, we can flip this Vladimir. This is still a reasonably scary attack. I just feel like if he had a combat trick, wouldn't Navy just attacked last turn? It's really strange to me that he's not trying to attack here. So,
Where can I find a full-bodied red?
let's get
For
some
the
wits to this
Empire.
before we do it. I know we said we wanted to wait on a curator for this thing, but we just haven't found anything for it yet.
For the many.
And then if we want to boost up our Vladimir, we need at least 1 unit to put on the right.
The more we learn, the less we fear.
Who would dance with me?
Okay, let's see where that gets us.
Not the egg.
Hold back the darkness!
Sure.
Kneel before me.
It's like I'm sitting here thinking about this game, and I'm just sitting down here looking at these percentages on LOR Guardian and being like, okay, how far away are we from from the Field of Rush? Looks like we're about 3.8% away, and then we are adding Yetis to our deck to make them a little bit farther away, but
Ready for deployment!
I think it's okay. Like, I'm okay with, you know, the Radiant. I do worry about the dragons that he could have just picked up.
Form
them. Tread carefully.
Okay, let's just clean this out. How bad is this if he has a tough maker? That's not super bad. His units are already tough.
I gladly serve.
Messed that up. I think I should have mited into his radiant. It's such a blowout if he has another barrier. It's okay. Sure. Feel the rush. Alright, we can at least do that combo next turn. Let's get these in. This is, again, fairly bad if he has another barrier. Riposte, sure.
Stay back!
Okay. And I'm just gonna... Well, let's see what he plays. I don't want to add Curator to the board and just have it get popped by a... like a 4/5 Drake. A Challenger Drake. But I do want to be able to like play cards next turn if we hit them off the Bloodseeker. Okay. That's okay.
Over there.
How bad is this riposte? The answer to that is extremely. Sure.
They walked around.
It's only 10? Okay. Gross. I guess we can at least try to put damage on this thing. This still hits this thing for 3 damage, right? Nope, that counts as 1 hit. Okay.
Let us settle this
Oh,
with
shit.
grace and civility.
10... 18? Yeah, we're dead. 10, 18.
Track them down.
Alright. Good game, friend. That's what happens with this deck when you don't feel the rush. But that was tough. There was a riposte at every corner. This deck has a bit of trouble with dealing with that stuff. Maybe we should have been not... What? Why? Why, buddy?
Contain magic.
Oh, I missed something. Okay, I thought we were just having lethal there. We didn't have enough.
Let me show
Okay.
you what I can do.
All right. So we got more time to draw field of rushes now.
I love a man with style.
Heard it all before.
Do we even like bother attacking into these boards? It's got to be out of... No. Okay. No, we don't. It's like he's got to be out of field of rushes, or he's got to be out of riposte at some point. Okay. Look at this. This percentage is up to 4.5 now, down here on the bottom left. Means we're close. We're real close. Real close to picking up that field of rush.
You will be scoured from this land!
Real tough, aren't you?
Come here, darling.
All right. Well, that's about as good as we could hope for. If he has no trick, then we're set. He's gonna have a trick here, but we can't just like not play to it. We're at this stage where we just have to play stuff and hope for the best. Yeah.
Look what you...
Outrageous.
And feel the rush. He picked up that... Oh, man, he picked up that harsh winds off his conservator.
Is it the mustache? Who knows?
Okay.
Be grateful I even noticed you.
I My shield is my sword. It is easy.
I'd rather just let. This is scary, letting him just pick up an expensive spell. We can let this thing sit for a while.
For king and
Okay.
country.
Can't play this while Challenger's on the board.
Fierce and fashionable.
Ugh. So how does this go? This hooks our good unit. This thing hooks Braum. You have to put one of these here. This here. 6. You have to play it. Right, his two small. We just look at his two smallest, and he hooks a unit with this thing and has a 4 and a 5. So we have to play a
Finally,
unit.
someone with class.
A pleasure to
I don't
see
think we
you
can even
too,
win with Field to Rush at this point.
You would be right to fear me.
I'd ask your name, but I don't care.
Not the face!
Keep this thing small, I guess. Not worried about the damage on Garen. Okay. Alright. Let's see if Field to Rush can do it. Pretty sure it can't. Pretty sure it can't, but that's alright.
Stay resolute.
Nope, that's not going to do it. That's too bad. I mean, that game was a clear blowout. That's an extremely tough deck for us to beat, where they're trying to just get all the barrier combats with Fioras, and then we don't have a particularly good answer to that. We had the one calling strike, but if the extent of your interacting with your opponent is just like a handful of calling strikes, you just have a tough time with this deck. And he's able to get so much value out of her post. Like every single one of those combats we're getting into, it's like, well, we can't just not do anything. We can't not block, or we're just gonna die. And so it's unfortunate when the games devolve into this thing of it's like, well, we have to play like they don't have riposte because we can't beat it anyways. And that's kind of what happened there. But nonetheless, I feel like our deck was also pretty weak. We high rolled pretty hard on these Field of Rushes. You could see how flat the deck falls when it doesn't have the Field of Rush. We dropped this on turn 9 numerous times, and so a lot of these games weren't even like. We're grinding it out and we're on like turn 15 and like, oh, we drew Field of Rush, and like, no. A lot of these games were Field of Rush on turn 9, and I'll actively say sometimes we high roll, but that's what we get for playing against that dipshit. I shouldn't call him a dipshit. That's not fair. That's what we get for playing against that guy in the first round that just high rolled every single corner of the game. That's what we get, right? You get through that initial chunk of your opponent's luck, and then it has to even out the rest of the run, and that's what those Field of Rushes were doing. But sorry again, guy from round 1. I didn't mean to call you a dipshit. That's not the case. But nonetheless, this is I felt was like a reasonable primer on what a Vladimir deck looks like. I don't know what we need to make these decks good. Like it used to be, you had the Aristocrat, the Disciple, and the other 2-drop, the Demolitionist. To a lesser degree, there's the 3/2 for 2 that Last Breath digital damage. You had that like big chunk of 4-drop units that Riot determined was too good. I guess the burn decks were just too powerful. And Vladimir played extremely well to that end, as to where he kind of had dual purpose, to where he could be an activator towards your Disciples and your Curators, and then to another degree he could be your reach to close out those games. Now that the damage aspect has been removed from the Disciple, it's been removed from that 3/2. It's a lot harder to just like chunk in a bunch of aggressive damage. Like even you can look at things like the weakening of like Legion Rearguard only having 1 health now. A lot of this early game Noxus just got gutted, and Vladimir, couldn't really recover from it. And so, if the thing to do with Vladimir is going to be building around Crimson Curator, then there needs to be some better crimsons, whether or not that be, epic cards printed in the future or some kind of mechanic like celestials. That would never happen, but something beyond the cards that you can generate from Crimson Curator, because this kind of value plan just isn't enough. Like I would rather just play Moondreamer, right? like you want to see me get some value, I'm gonna play a 3/5 for 5 that invokes. Like that's easy. Like we don't have to be like, well, maybe I won't play my Demolitionist so that I have something to activate this Curator with. You're just like, I'm just gonna play this barely understated dude in an invoke, and it's either going to get me a card that's good now or it's going to get me a 10 drop. Like it's just so much easier with invoke, and even beyond it being easier, it's just so much better than this engine around Crimson Curator. And so, that was our experiment black with Vladimir. He did get buffed here recently, so we wanted to explore Vladimir. And so, things are pretty similar. This is the Battle Scars theme. We did mention multiple points throughout the run. It's like seeing avalanches and kind of talking about what that means. It's like a lot of the Battle Scars regenerate effects out of Freylord are the kind of good parts, and we're really not that excited about the Noxus half anymore. And so you can try this on your own. Let me know if you've had any more success with Vladimir or to a lesser degree Swain. I think I pose this question for the comments every time we run across them. I feel like I'm doing, what we're supposed to be doing with these cards. It's just not powerful enough to be a strong strategy. This feels like very much like a bottom end of tier 3 to tier 4 strategy. How many of these games did we win on the back of Feel the Rush? Like that's kind of what this really comes down to. We got 6 wins. I bet without reviewing, I bet at least 4 of them were on the back of Feel the Rush. And so it's a real tough spot for Vladimir here. And so I would love to give you some more advice on this strategy. If you are looking to build around Vladimir, I do recommend really focusing on the 2 drops. The Aristocrat, Disciple, Demolitionist, the Legion Grenadier is the 3/2 for 2 I can never remember. You do want to pick up 3 Crimson Curators, and then try to pick up some 1-drops as well. We don't quite have it here, but I think if you're really going to be focusing on this Vladimir strategy, you have to be aggressive, and you have to be closing games out with his attack ability. So that is my thoughts on Vladimir. Agree or disagree, or if you have a different way to approach this, please do let me know. I'm more than willing to try out how you guys say that you have your successes as well. But that's going to do it for this run. I do believe that is the end of the rewards, so we're going to have to call it a day there. Hope you all did enjoy the run. You learned how to Vladimir along the way, had a good time, enjoyed watching. This is Free to Play Bust, and we thank you for being here.